Hey guys, so my name is Gabby, and a lot of y'all have been wondering why I decommitted from my first college I was originally going to go to a different college. Um, so this video is kind of like to tell my story and like clear up any confusion you may have. So for those of you who don't know, I was originally committed to a Division II college to play basketball. Playing basketball in college has been my dream since I was younger. But as I got older, I just kind of felt like I was forcing it a little more. It didn't come as naturally as like I wanted, like the dream itself. Like it didn't come as natural as it did when I was younger. I guess I'll just start with like the very beginning. So when I was in 7th grade, this is kind of when like everything I had like the realization, but like, yeah. So when I was in 7th grade, I was in Florida for a basketball tournament, and it was Friday night. We had played Saturday, so we were having practice on Friday night, and we were like warming up for practice or whatever, and I just like got this feeling inside of me that was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this is just not what I want to do. And so, whatever, I kind of like shook it, like I was like, no, like that's not it. Like, you've always been a basketball player. Like, people know you as a basketball player. Like, you can't lose face. And that has been my whole problem. I was scared of like losing that image because people know me as Gabby the basketball player. Like, everyone just kind of knows me as that, and I didn't want to like kind of let everyone down. So I was basing my future and my happiness off other people. If that makes sense. So, fast forward, but obviously I kept playing, I shook it, I was like, yeah, that's nothing, so, whatever. Fast forward to junior year college tours. Everyone in my grade mostly went, on college tours, to like bigger schools, but I scheduled mine on my own so I could, view smaller schools for, basketball, and like, so I can meet with the coaches and everything. So, the first school I went to is the school I'm going to now, High Point University. I completely fell in love with it. It was just, it was love at first sight. Like, I was like, Mom, like, I'm going here, like, regardless of basketball or not, and, like, I don't care if I don't play, like, I'm going to go here. And she's like, okay, like, I support you, whatever. So, the rest of the week I went to some schools and I talked to the coaches, and, like, it was fun talking to the coaches. It was like, oh, like, I can actually do this. So, like, but it wasn't, like, the love I had when I went to High Point. So, I came back, and, so college tours were in February, like the last weekend of February, and like I think the next week or the week after that I had tryouts for my last AAU season, which is travel basketball, which is like you travel all over the country to play in tournaments so that college coaches can see you play and like stuff like that. So and I'd been playing since the 6th grade, so like basically like forever, and I was like, like I'm gonna keep playing AAU, like gotta finish up strong, but like it was in my mind that I was gonna go to High Point, like that was gonna be it. But so season goes on, and like it's like summertime now, and my dad had been taking me to a lot of my tournaments in like Atlanta, Nashville, Sewanee, Georgia, and Catawba, who has been looking at me since my freshman year. They offered me the beginning of my junior year. Had been like following me to all my tournaments, and like I love their coaches and everything. Like they were really nice, and like it was just nice to like feel wanted, and like I knew that they wanted me really badly. Not to be like arrogant or anything, but just like they offered me, and they just like kept like pushing it, and like that's really nice to like have that feeling that like somebody like appreciates you and wants you. So and so at the beginning of August, I was at the beach, and I just finished up, like the day before I finished up my last tournament in Sewanee, and my dad was just like, you need to commit, like they spent all that money, like, trying to come see you, whatever. And I was like, okay. So, I committed. Like, I called, I called the head coach, and, I told her I was committing, and, like, she was so excited. But then, like, when I hung up the phone, like, I didn't have this, like, feeling of, like, yes, like, I did it, like, I fulfilled my dream, like, I committed, I'm going to college to play basketball. It was more like, okay, like, it wasn't dread, but it was just like, okay, it's a normal day, you know, like, and I feel like, girls, like, die to, like, commit to a college to play basketball, and like, I was just like, alright, whatever. So, so I've been committed, whatever, and then this is where the second part of the story comes in, where, like, I realized, like, yeah, okay, so I committed, and then school started, and, senior year, I already knew where I was going, like, it was just, like, nice. Oh, that's another reason why I committed, so early in August, because, like, I just, like, wanted to know where I was going, like, I didn't, like, I'm a control freak, like, I like knowing, like, when things are gonna happen, and, like, I just like having control about everything, and, like, it's not really a good thing, but I don't know, I call it passion, you know? Okay. So it's about the second week of school, and, I'm walking to chorus with my friend Jared, and he was like, you know, Gabby, it's not too late to audition for the musical. And I was like, whose man's? Like, what do you mean musical? Like, I haven't, and I was like, Jared, like, I'm running cross country, like, I've been running cross country since freshman year, like, that's part of my life too. I was like, I'm running cross country, like, I'm playing AAU still in the fall, like, I don't have time for that, like, what are you thinking? And then, he was like, alright, like, you're right. But then, I was sitting in chorus, and I just got this, like, overwhelming feeling inside of me that was like, you need to do the musical. And, like, I was shook. Like, I like got shivers, and it was the craziest thing. And so I was going back and forth with myself all throughout class. And then and I was just like, there's no way, like, you don't have time, like, it's your senior year, like, you've never done anything like this before in your life, like, what are you thinking? But then I was also like, you love to sing, it's a break from sports, it's not like anything you've ever done before, like, why not? It's your senior year, like, just go out. And so after class, I went up to my chorus teacher, and I was like, Mr. Hicks, like, why do I have this overwhelming feeling inside of me to do the musical? And he's like, because you need to do the musical. And I was like, why? Like, this is just crazy. And then he was like, Gabby, like, it's your senior year, like, just come today to auditions. If you don't like it, then you don't have to come back, but, like, just try it. Like, obviously, if there's something inside of you telling you to, then you need to come. And I was like, okay. So, like, the whole day, so, like, after a chorus, I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, like, I'm doing this, and she was like, what if you don't get a big part? Like, are you gonna quit? And I was like, no, like, I think this is, like, I think I really want to do this. And she was like, okay, like, I support you, like, but then she was like, you know, what are you gonna do with cross country? And I was like, you know, I don't know, like, I'll go talk to my coach today, and, we'll figure it out. So the whole day, like, I didn't tell any of my friends, because, like, I didn't want to jinx anything, like, I just, like, and, like, my really good friend, she has been, like, an actress her whole life, and she was just, like, talking about how nervous she was for auditions, and I was just like, yep, I'm so sorry, like, but, like, I was so nervous, like, my heart was pounding the whole day, because, like, I'm just, like, entering this whole new, like, realm of, like, this is nothing I've ever done before. Like, I'm totally getting out of my comfort zone, because, like, I've always done sports. I've always just, like, been the jock. But now I'm doing, like, art stuff, and that's, I don't know, it was just whatever. And so, school ended, and, like, my heart was, like, like, pounding so hard. And, so I walked into auditions, and, like, immediately, like, everyone was like, oh my gosh, Gabby, and, like, so excited, like, I was there, and I was like, and, like, the director, I heard something, okay, the director, I've known, just, like, because I've gone to Forsyth forever, and, she was like, Gabby, like, I'm so glad you're doing this, like, whatever, and I was like, thank you, like. So, the audition consisted of, like, singing, and everyone's audition song was America the Beautiful, and there were, like, 3, like, keys we could sing it in, and everyone had to do it, and so but so I did it, and like it was fine. Like I was so nervous, but like I did it, and I felt really confident about it, and I just like I was so happy, like being in there with everyone. Like even though I didn't really know, like I knew my senior friends like who had been done musicals, but like all the younger kids, like I didn't really know. I mean, I knew them just because it's a small school, but I didn't really like know them personally. But like just being in there with everyone made me so happy, and like I can't even describe it because like I never like sensed that much happiness before. Like it sounds so cheesy, but like oh, I don't know. And so I left. Oh, I forgot. Okay, backtrack. I went to my cross country coach earlier in the day, and I was like, listen, like I'm trying out for the musical, like I'll let you know how it goes, but like, and then like if like whatever happens, like we'll figure out like what I'm gonna do with like practices for cross country. And he was like, okay, like just let me know. And so after auditions, I went to cross country practice, and like it was already over for everyone, and my cross country coach was like, how did it go? And I was like, it was great. And then he was like, are you gonna keep doing it? And I was like, yeah. And so I asked one of my other cross country coaches like what the workout was for the day, and like and then so I went out and did it by myself, and that kind of like became my routine. Like I would go to rehearsal, and then after rehearsal I would go, like, because after rehearsal ended, cross country would end, so like the coaches would still be there, so I would go and like ask for the workout and then go do it by myself, and which was like fun. Like I like being by myself, like training, like motivate. I don't know, it's motivating and like it's cool. So whatever. So I talked to my cross country coach, and then afterwards I saw my sister and her best friend, which is like my other little sister, and they were like, how was it? And I was like, I'm so happy, like it was so amazing. And they were like, that is so great, like blah, blah, blah. And so I went back the next day and I did the same thing, and then callbacks, I don't really know, I just figured out what part I was, I think like that Friday, and I was like, okay, so the show was Little Shop of Horrors, and like I was an urchin, which is like they're on stage like the entire time, and they're kind of like the narrators of the show. Like they're kind of like we, like, okay, it's hard to explain. The urchins of Little Shop like kind of already know what's going on, so we're like providing commentary for the audience, and like we're like supposed to be like comic relief for it's a funny show, but not comic relief. So like we're just like supposed to be funny like in the show, and like so I got a part where I was on stage the whole time, and I was like, I'm good, like I talk, I sing, like that's what I was fine. And so we did rehearsal that Friday, and like we immediately like started a dance, like learning a dance for the first song, and it was just so much fun, like it was amazing. And so this was still August, and the show was in late, like the last weekend in October. So this was like 2.5 months of rehearsal every day, and then the days that I had cross country meets, I would not go to rehearsal just because like I have to go to cross country meets, but like I would do the cross country workouts every single day. Like I did not skip one day of doing workouts by myself. Like it was hard, but like because I didn't have anyone to pace with me, but it was like I like pushed myself, so like I kind of like grew through that, I guess. Yeah, and so I was doing rehearsal, cross country, and then AAU like the whole time. Like AAU ended up in September, so I would have nights where I would go to rehearsal and do my cross country workout and then go to basketball practice. So that was a lot. So that was like the first half of the semester of senior year, and I loved it. Like I did not dread going to one rehearsal. Like we would have Saturday rehearsals for like 3-4 hours, and like that's like I've never experienced that before with like basketball or like any other sport I've done. Like they've always been like an hour and a half, 2 hours, but like 4-hour, 5-hour rehearsals are unheard of for me. So like I was just kind of like nervous about it, but like it was so much fun. Like all of it, every part of the show was amazing, and just the people, and just like it was just so much fun. Like I can't describe it. So that was like all that. And so then but throughout the whole time, I just like fell more in love with the person I was becoming, and like how happy I was during the musical. I just like, I want to be this person like for the rest of my life. Like I want to be this passionate about everything. But I knew that I wouldn't be this person if I continue to play basketball in college. Not that like I love basketball, but just there's something inside of me that came alive while I was doing the musical that I just have never seen before while doing sports. So it was, I don't know how to, it was just a really, I think it was God. Like, he was just like, you know, you're growing as a person. Like, you're, like, experiencing that there's more to life than just basketball, than just sports. And, like, that's really great. And so I knew inside that, like, it wouldn't be fair to myself if I continued to play basketball in college. So I decided to decommit. And so it was like late October. It was like I think we were like a week away from opening curtain, whatever, like opening show. I don't know. I still don't know the terminology, like it's just whatever. And so I was I don't think we had school that day, and like I was just like, I have to do it today, like this is it, I have to do it. And I had rehearsal like right afterwards, and like so whatever. So I was FaceTiming my boyfriend, and I was like, I'm just so nervous, and he like helped me like come up with what to say and like everything, but like I still felt awful because like that's not like that. I felt like a terrible person for doing it, but I like kept telling myself like, this is for you, like you're not going to college for like anyone else, like this is for you, like you're doing this for yourself. And you know, and so and I just felt bad too because like I love the coaches, and like I'd become really close with them like over the years. They recruited me, and like the girls on the team were really sweet too. Like when I went in my unofficial, like they were just really nice. And I just felt awful, but you know, like you just gotta do what you gotta do. And so I called them, and I was just like, hey, like I called, and the coach, it was head coach, and she was like, hey Gabby, how are you? Like, what can I do for you? Like, she was so excited to talk to me. And then I was like, well, I just wanted to tell you that like I'm not coming to your school next year. And she goes, oh. And I was like, it's not anything against you and your program, it's just I don't want to play basketball in college anymore. And she was like, why not? And I was like, well, and I told her like my whole musical thing, like the person I am, and all this stuff. She was like, well, that is like so amazing, like at least you know what you want to do, you know. And she was like, but if you ever change your mind, like you always have a spot on my team. And like, so she was so nice about it, and I was like, thank you so much, like that means a lot. And so yeah, so then like I hung up the phone, and I went upstairs and I started crying. Like I felt awful, but like I had to go to rehearsal, so I like got dressed. And on the way home, or not on the way home, on the way to rehearsal, the song I'm a little unsteady came on, and I was like, my life. And so I got to rehearsal, and like I went up to my director, and I like told her everything, and I started crying, and she was like, I'm so proud of you, like that's amazing, whatever. And like I told my best friend Helen, I told my friend Jared and Lena. Everyone was like so proud of me and so supportive, and they're like, you've grown so much, like that's amazing, whatever. And so yeah, that's like the story behind everything. That's why I decommitted. I just want to continue to be the person I was in the musical. Like I gained so much confidence in myself. Like you'd think like playing sports, like I'd have a lot of confidence, which like I did, but like standing up to people used to be really hard for me, and it still kind of is. But like I just feel more like I felt so confident like when I was doing the musical. Like I said before, I felt so much happier. Like I've never experienced so much happiness before in my entire life. Like I don't know, it was just, I was like high on happiness. It was amazing. So yeah, that's my story. But it was a good experience for me. I'm now going to High Point University. I don't know if I'll do musicals there. Like, I want to, but I don't know. It was a really good thing for me. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can, about my story or whatever, you can comment or like text me or Instagram me. I don't know. But yeah, that's my story. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Yeah, bye.